Hello knitters, Faye Lim from Strands Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have the last of our new yarn, big chunky yarn, and some ideas on what to do with it. So stay tuned. First up is a sweater class, which is this Saturday from 12 to 2. So you can start any of the sweaters I've been talking about. I'll have them up here. They're all chunky. They're all on either 13s, 15s, 17s, or 19s, depending on what you're doing. And so they go pretty fast. And we have so much yarn to choose from now. It's really pretty crazy. So we have a ton of chunky yarn in the store, different brands, and I'll be talking about one specifically in just a little bit. But these will be pretty fast knits, and I mean, you could still get one done for somebody, but you could also just do it for yourself and just say, okay, I'm done. Time to knit for myself, and that's okay too. So what you're gonna do, this class gets you started correctly. That's what the class is for. Obviously, you're not gonna complete the sweater in a class, but the object of the class is to start your sweater and set it up for as much success as possible. So when you come out with something that's fitting you exactly the way you want it. So that's what this class is for, to get all that set up for you so that you can knit your sweater and end up with a great project. So in order to do that, and here I go again, I know you hear this all the time, but you'll need to come in early because we have to have a swatch, about 30 stitches on your needle, about that long. So, and especially because it's chunky, that'll go really fast. Knit a row, purl a row on the needle that you're going to be doing the body on, so that we can get how many stitches per inch you're knitting, because that's how we get, that's the magic number we need to get the number of stitches to make it as wide as you need it. All right, and hopefully on the patterns, you know, gear it to one of the sizes. Okay, it's going to work best with this size right here. So we need that, and then the second thing we need is a garment. T-shirt, sweater, jacket, anything that has the right length and the right width. Like how much ease do you want in your sweater? Do you want it to be 0 ease, which means it's gonna fit you. Negative ease means it's gonna be tight. And then you go 1 inch, a 2 inch, 3 inch, 5 inches, 6 inches. Who knows, right? And what does that even mean? And so it's like this never fuzzy math thing that goes on. But if we have a garment that yes, this is how loose I want it, this is how long I want it, we have exact measurements to get from. And it changes everything. The whole guesswork thing goes out the window for the most part. There's always things that go on, but for the most part, that does that. The other thing that's really important that you do is you're constantly checking, and if it's a top down that you're trying it on, like when you're about to split out sleeves, you're going to put it on and see if it's fitting correctly, or if it needs to be certain widths and heights in its pieces, then you're going to do some measuring occasionally to make sure it's still on track, or maybe you need to tweak something. But just to go knitting it and not ever check it is dangerous. Very dangerous. And it's also not as much fun. It's much more fun to keep knitting on this sweater if you know it's fitting. It just takes all the worry. And if you don't try it on, you're always gonna be, is this gonna fit? It's gonna be too small, it's gonna be too big. You know, this is going on in your head while you're knitting. It's no fun to knit with that going on in your head. So try it on as you go, and then you go, yes, it's fitting perfectly. And now you can plow through and just enjoy every second of it. So it's really important to try it on or get it measured as you go. So those are the things that we're setting up in the class. That's what the class is for. And then of course, if you need help, you just come to any workshop and I can help you, or if you want a private, you can do a private, and I can help you with the next step, whatever you're not understanding or something like that. So the sweater class is this Saturday from 12 to 2. Okay, so the newest chunky yarn we have is called Fiesta. It's gorgeous. It's nice and colorful. It's very chunky. It's very soft. You're going to use this a lot for hats and scarves. Yeah, but lots of hats. This is a bulky, they're calling it a super bulky, and you're on 11 through a 17. Most of the hats I'm finding you're going to be knitting like on a 13. So you're right in the middle of that range. So the two hats we got with the yarn itself is this one. So that's how it knits up. Cute, huh? So this is a classic ribbed hat, which is always a good idea. This particular one was actually knitted flat, and then you seamed it up. So if you don't want to have to do the whole weird decreasing thing you have to do on top of hats, then this one's knitted flat, you seam it up, stick a pom-pom on it, and it's ready to go. So this is a great hat. And that's, all these will take one skein of the yarn. So that's how that one knits up. And then here's the another color. Like I think we have like 8 colors over here. And here's another color. This is a garter hat. So this one again is knitted flat, and so you just knit. It's all knit, and then you're decreasing at the top, you know, making it come in some. So you got to decrease a little bit up here, but it's flat, and then you seam it up. All right, and this one doesn't have a pom-pom. So these two are flat hats, which are always, this is so beginner friendly. Anybody can do these hats. They're so beginner friendly. And then, but these also make really great scarves, really great scarves. I'm going to talk about scarves next week. But these, and then there's a few little sweaters, like a vest kind of thing that this could also do. These would also probably make wonderful slippers, felted slippers. Yes, felted slippers. So anyways, our last, this is it. It's all in. We got kits coming in now, but it's all in. So this is our newest, and this is super bulky. So this is probably bulkier. Our most bulky yarn is this one. This is it. And the yarn I talked about last week, our poof, our big, crazy yarn. This was very popular last weekend. We sold a lot of this last weekend. And the scarf, this is a scarf that is done on the diagonal. And this is a beginner scarf. You do not, takes 2 colorways, and the darker color is the other colorway that you're striping with. You do not need to do that if you don't want to. It could be all one color, or you could, it can all be one color, and you're just going to knit it and purl it. And lots of it's actually gartered, I think. Yeah, well, those are garter ridges. So the blues are like garter ridges against the stockinette. And you get it on the diagonal by adding a stitch on this side and taking away a stitch on this side every knit row, then you purl back. So it's super simple. And also, so it also has a hat. So with the leftover yarn of that particular scarf, you've got this hat. And again, this is a classic, just ribbed hat. And it's light as a feather, but very warm. This is extra fine merino. Extra fine merino. That means it's super, super soft. The extra fine part is talking about how soft it is. It is super, super soft. So, and this is just so, like, it's going to keep you warm and you won't even know you have a hat on, I think. So this is another option with this yarn, these fun yarns to make these fun hats. And of course you can use this yarn on any of these other hats that I'm talking about. So this yarn would work too. It's a whole different texture. There's like no weight. It's just really quite amazing. So that's an idea. The next one we know is our Yusha that we love. Oh, and that's what all the sweaters are made of. I think I have to redo that part. Okay, so the Yusha, and this is the hat I currently have out of the Yusha. But this can be any hat. Like this, you don't have to two-tone this at all. You could do this all one color, and you just have the rib, and then you just knit. You do not have to do the color work to do it. It's just that it'll just give you numbers. Mostly, it just gives you numbers to work from. So, but just a classic hat. If this was solid, this would be just a classic hat to knit with the rib, and you could shorten the rib if you wanted to. So this is exaggerated. This is exaggerated, which makes this part look shorter. But you could also just do the couple inches if you wanted to, and then the regular hat. And so Yusha, this would be good. Yusha. And then this one you could also just do a classic hat out of. Like this style of hat out of this would also work. You wouldn't have to rib the whole thing. So you could just do a regular classic. And the last thing we have some kits now, some hat kits. So this is the mirror pond beanie, which looks like this, which we've done before. And I'll put it up here with another picture. A mirror ball beanie, and this is on a size, I'm pretty sure it's a size 13. And so we have kits of 2 colors of this really bulky yarn. This is the big merino. What is this? No. Perulana. So like this is a colorway that would be really, this is really pretty. So we have a handful of kits done. We can just come and pick up the kit and be on your merry way. Includes the pattern, and you need your own needles, so. And so we have some of those in too. So that's it. That's sort of it for the hat. I'm gonna have some other hats going up right here while I'm saying goodbye. And so there are so many hats. There's so many hats, and there's so many cute little stitches. I'm giving you really basic hats that you don't really have to think about. But oh man, if you want to try a new stitch, or you find a hat that's a bulky but it has a funky stitch on it, or a cable's lovely in a hat. So that you can do any of those things. The only thing you're doing is you're matching the weight of the yarn. So make sure that your pattern needs to say at least on a size 11, and probably 13 would be better if you're going to use these really super bulky yarns. If you're using this and the Yusha, 11s would be fine. So that's one way. I mean, there's other ways of knowing, but one of the first easy ways to know if your hat pattern is going to fit the yarn is you look at the yarn and what needles do they have you on. You look at the hat, what needles does it have you on, and if they are like together, they're pretty much the same thing, then you can make it work. All right, so that's it. Now I think I have only 3 more videos. There won't be a video next week because it's Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh. And then I think I have 3 videos to do before Christmas. That's crazy. So it's high time. We're in the crunch of it all. Fast is what we want. And especially if you've got to make several of something, you know, a bunch of hats can go easily. A bunch of hats, these, you could easily do them, especially if they're, easily do them. So come check out all the chunky stuff and get the last minute knits going because it's time. All right, that's it for today, and I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.